for a long time, I've been teaching Tantra and wanting to really bring people into more of a structure of how they could learn Tantra, how they could kind of have like a waypoints, like navigation points for their tantric practice. And mostly what I offer are onesie twosie classes. Some of it's systemized, but most of it's just kind of like standalone. And they're just like these pillars that are sitting in the middle of an open field. And people go, "Wow, this is really neat. Wow, neat." But I don't know where to go from here. Like what does it match with? Mm-hmm. And so I really found that inside my heart, I really wanted to kind of compress some ideas around Tantra so that people could actually have different avenues. So something came to me, and it came in the form of this goddess this goddess isn't widely known in the Hindu system. She's kind of a more ancient or lesser talked about goddess, but she's one of the 10 Devis, one of the main aspects of goddess, and her name is Chinnmasta. And Chinnmasta is this goddess it's a gory image. It is. And a lot of people get freaked out by it. So it's like there's a goddess that sits in the center, and then there's two other women that are off to the side. And then to compound the craziness of all of this goddess is sitting on top of a couple making love. And then to even go further with that, she's chopped her own head off. I know. And so it seems really crazy. Like, what? This is ludicrous craziness. What is she? There's a goddess that's chopped her head off, and there's blood streaming from her neck, and one stream goes into her mouth. What? And the other two streams go to the other two women that are on either side. Ah, this is craziness. I remember the very first time I saw this, like I felt really, oh, this is weird. This is weird business. And yet it's still intriguing. And you look at it, what are they thinking? This is so crazy gory. So later, as my tantric path started to unravel, Chinnmasta, this goddess, kept coming up. And then whammo, it actually became a teaching where my tantra teacher, her name was Chandra, handed me this picture of Chinnmasta and said, "You're now to meditate on this picture, and everything you need to know about Tantra is right here." And I was like, huh? In this gory image of these 5 people, everything I need to know about Tantra is in this? What I've come to experience, what I've come to understand, is that Chinnmasta represents the goddess of surrender, the goddess of releasing one's head. So there's other deities where you'll see that they've taken other people's heads, but Chinnmasta takes her own head, and it's the feminine that has the awareness to this. You never see a god taking off his head. It's a goddess taking off her own head. She's understood that her mind's gotten in the way, and she has chopped her own head off, and her body feeds her, and she surrenders to the experience of creation and death at the exact same time. It's so beautiful, so amazing. What better to base a system around? The idea of surrendering from one's head, returning to the body. But you see, the thing is that she's holding her head in her hand, and her head is watching her in blissful awareness. So you don't let the head go, you don't throw it away. You say, here's another perspective. So what I've done in the system is that there's 4 paths to Chinnmasta Tantra. The first path is the Kali path. And so Kali is this goddess that really goes straight to the ego, straight to the self-esteem, and straight to the dark nature of life, in the sense of like the unconscious mind. And so that path is all about inquiry and self-discovery. It's all about self-love. It's about you. So the Kali path is all about learning more about you. And then there's a second path. And the second path is the Ganesh path. And this is more about self-mastery and understanding the esoteric and the mystery parts of life. So all the teachings within that particular track takes us deep into the more magical side of Tantra. And then there's a third path, and the third path is the Shiva Shakti path. And this is all about relationship and love and sexuality. And Shiva and Shakti, you see, are the elemental symbols of the highest masculine and highest feminine. So merging those two together, there's no division between the sexes in that particular path. It's all about coming together, bringing the internal and the external masculine and feminine together. And then the last path is the Talopa path. Now, I hold the lineage, the Mahamudra Tantra lineage. So the Talopa path is in homage to him, because Talopa created Mahamudra Tantra. And so this path is more on the philosophies of Tantra, the deeper aspects of the classical Tantra teachings. So it's a little more advanced, if you will, in its approach. So those four paths right there, they lead to such a deep, rich experience of Tantra. And all together, someone who would step into it, they can step into some more about the self-inquiry or the self-mastery, or they can go into the aspect of relationships and sexuality, or they can just learn more about the classical nature of Tantra, or they can do it all. Under the backdrop of Chinnmasta, again, being able to have the head witness the body, and yet they're connected. That stream of blood connects them together, and that's our heart. You see, the heart pumps. And the heart pumps so deeply, it doesn't matter if it's connected or not. It can still go far. And that's the beauty of this. We can still be connected, and the heart is the thing that connects.